Plus, complete safety for children and pets. For a limited time, save even more with preseason sale pricing. Save $30 on either size Aaronmore. Whether you buy the Comfort Deluxe or the Compact Comfort Buddy for smaller areas. Specify discount code WYSL in your shopping cart. Free shipping in the continental U.S. Copper PTC technology means there are no bulbs to replace ever. Built like a battleship, maintenance-free Aaronmore infrared zone heaters are the way to really save on heating bills. Call 800-707-8725 or visit the letter N, more.com.
WYSL.
The WYSL stations bring you Jose Pio and Lavelle Lewis in your weekly dose of PCP. It's your hour of common sense with the politically correcting podcast and show.
You get the power to make power go. All right, we are back with another show to bring you the common sense in the middle of all this nonsense happening in this city, in this county, in this state, and in this beautiful country that we once had. I say once because there was a time in America where we were beautiful. I feel as if we were just kind of just letting it go. But
it was so much fun. It was
back in the day.
Yeah.
Lavelle Lewis, myself, the Jose Pio. Of course, we got Dr. Bob and Bobby D back there on the ones and twos. Let's start with local here. I like to talk about things that are happening locally, that are topics that maybe people are discussing, maybe not even know about, but, should be discussed. We had a teenage kid that was caught, allegedly, by some folks that was either breaking into cars or breaking into their house, whatever it may be. Caught him, shaved his head, told him to strip down to his, I guess, naked, and then called the parents and said, we got your kid. You need to come get him. And the mother ended up calling the police to arrest them, and then going on the news and saying that they need to be held accountable to this. Now, you, Lavelle, I mean, I have my own point of view. I want to hear from you as well. I'm sure people want to hear from, a black Republican and a Latino liberal Democrat about how we've gotten to this point where essentially we're taking matters into our own hands with these Kia boys, with the nonsense, because in my opinion, from what I hear and what I've seen and what I've witnessed, calling 911 in the city, a lot of times you'll just get sent to voicemail.
Backfires. Yeah, backfires.
Or it could backfire. Police show up. You're talking about, hey, I got some drug dealers in the house next to me. And, I hear gunshots every night. Police show up, and then they knock on your door. Hey, can we talk to you about that phone call you made? It's like, why would you come to my door? They're right there. They're looking right at you.
Well, it's not their fault for being disruptive, unruly lawbreakers. It's white people's fault, according to people who is in charge. So that's how we got here. When you try and do your job as a police officer, from what I'm hearing, it's really hard, where you have folks within the state and then also city council that all agree that some of these laws that we have are just too hard on black people. So they uplift them. And so you have kids who have, I don't know how many points you got to accumulate before a police officer can actually take them in. I think that's the thing still.
Well, there's points on property. There's not points on kids.
No, there is. I'm telling you, I talked to
There's
an
a
officer.
point system?
There's a point system.
Oh.
So if they actually get in trouble and they don't have enough to kind of, have enough points accumulated
to give them
they got to take them home. They have to take them home to their parents.
You see, that's the thing. Back in our days, back in the good old days, being brought home by a police officer was punishment enough. You're not escaping that punishment. You're not only
afraid of Mom Dukes.
Right. You can get your butt whipped by your mom, and then when your dad got home, you get your butt whipped by your dad. That's, in my family, that's how it was. It was that you don't get brought home and embarrass your family like that. That's just not going to happen.
No.
And today, the parents will turn around and sue the police department.
Yep.
For that, which is absolutely absurd. You're sitting there saying that you can't control your kid, or, you don't know what to do because there's not enough resources out there. I gotta tell you something. There's so many daggone resources in the city. It's embarrassing for anyone to sit there and say, there's nothing out there for my kid to do. What are you talking about? We have so many programs in the city for not only sports, but also gaming. We got an esports division as well at the city. We got the entire Rochester Sports Complex in the Great Northwest District. What else do you need? I mean, if there's other things, absolutely. Coding, computer coding, yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, how many kids want to get into that? I don't know. When it comes into electronics, I don't know how many kids want to get into that. I mean, we can put together all these programs all we want, but when we got parents who are sending their kids to school and discussing clothes, never taking showers, maybe not even have hot water running, never do laundry, then how many programs do we need to put together for the kids when it's the parents out there that are kind of need the help? They need the programs.
Yeah, it's weird because we live in a society right now where you have access to, so much information, and there's no one's reading any like how-to books on
parenting.
Yeah, not even just parenting. How to run a household, how to create some sort of structure within your household. There's so much information about that out there, though, and it seems like that is the problem, because accountability is that's one of the first things you should set within your household, and that's really hard today because of the added distractions that we've been able to kind of just take over our lives. So many distractions from our TV, from our cell phones, there's a lot of things that's being done to the minds of people that's in a sense destroying our society one day at a time.
Yeah. Also, on top of that, I mean, Black people don't know how to use computers and they don't have internet. So there's that.
Right. And that's the crazy thing about it, because you go to the social service building, I'm pretty sure you'll see a lot of Black folks with cell phones waiting in line to get some welfare. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of poor people in general, not just Black people, but poor people in general that have access to the internet and access to information right in their hands. All those Obama phones they gave out.
I just wrote that down. Obama phones, because I wrote that down because I wanted to bring up the Patriot Act of how, we fell for we were discussing this on the way up here, of this government where they just intrude into our everyday lives.
Right.
And it started under Obama, and I shouldn't say started under Obama. Yeah. It's just blatantly in your face with Obama in terms of the Patriot Act being expanded into your every single day. And back in the day when someone said, the government's reading your emails and reading your text messages, people were like, all right, conspiracy theorists, go put your tinfoil hat on. Nowadays, we just know it as a fact of life that they're reading it. And then Obama comes out and gives out his own cell phones and the drug dealers use it to sell drugs off of.
How big of a liar was Obama? He was lying, boy. But
he made it look good.
Yeah, oh man, when he was hoping change, when he was
so good about it.
When he was calling out the NSA, when he was calling out George Bush, when he was calling out the Patriot Act, still calling out the war in Iraq, and how he was like, what do you say? Oh, the war in Iraq is like a school bus that got in a ditch, and here I am coming to take you out the ditch, and we stayed in that ditch for 7 years.
Yeah, but we got rid of Dick Cheney. That was the whole thing. Remember?
That was his cousin.
Democrats hated Dick Cheney. He was a war criminal.
Yeah.
And now he's endorsing Kamala Harris.
They're big liars, man. Those Democrats.
Who's a big liar?
Them Democrats are some really, really good liars.
You can't term it as lying when you're just manipulating the truth.
It's a lie. It's what it is.
No, it's
spade is spade.
It's just marketing. It's just propaganda.
See,
that's what it is.
That's your Democratic roots in you, boy.
Well, I mean, what's his name? Bill Gates wrote a book titled. What was the title of the book? It was How to Lie Using Statistics.
Statistics. Yeah, it was on his little one of his pile of books that he had when he was doing an interview or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, the guy, he shows you exactly what they're doing. They're going to use the stats, use the data, manipulate it in a way that makes them look good.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, we have a ton of people who just fell for it.
Mm-hmm.
Fell for it. And then there's so many people out there on both sides of the political aisle
100%.
Who are saying, this doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
what are you talking about? You know, and then when it's I feel really bad for all the conspiracy theorists that have been around for decades who are talking about they're spraying stuff into our air and putting things in our water. Man, we're going to get more into that a little bit after this. Because, man, with these hurricanes coming through, I mean, it seems like there might be some heinous activity happening. I don't know, allegedly. But let's discuss it a little bit more. After this break, 346-3000 is the number to call here at the WYSL station. We are the politically correct voice, Lavelle Lewis, myself, the Jose P.O. We'll be right back after this.
My friends wonder what is wrong with me. But I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know.
Hi, my name is Greg Sadwick, and along with my son Zach, we are the owners of Flower City Collision. We've been advertisers on WYSL, the voice of liberty, for the last couple of years. So I want to thank the listeners of WYSL for their patronage, which has allowed us to grow and reinvest in the latest technologies to ensure that your vehicles are repaired to the most current standards, whether conventional or EV. If you're in a collision, reach out to Zach at Flower City Collision in Henrietta, and he'll work with your national insurance company on your local behalf to ensure that your repair gets done right.
Youth for Christ Rochester is focused on keeping kids safe and healthy this summer. We provide a Christ-like culture in our skills and drills, Friday night or Saturday morning basketball. And we're so excited to start all 3 versions of our new God's Girls middle school programs. Consider connecting your business or ministry to one of these vital programs for city youth through a sponsorship. Reach me at mhennessy@yfcrochester.org or support us online with a one-time or monthly gift. Go to yfcrochester.org/donate.
Hi, I'm Kathy, Tom Wall's team member, and I want to serve you the best fish fry. Caught in the cold North Atlantic, our haddock dinners are crispy and golden. Paired with fresh coleslaw and hot crispy fries will leave your taste buds craving more. Come to Tom Wall's and enjoy a taste of the Atlantic with our haddock fish dinner.
Hey, this last spot, WYSL's PCP boys. I'd love to have you come.
Forecast from the News 10 NBC Weather Center for tonight. Partly cloudy, breezy.
Are we on now? Yeah, I can hear us. So, for those of you who don't know what happens on social media when you're involved with politics, our audio was just cut off on YouTube. Not only that, Greg Savick did a post. We had a video put together saying, that he's in favor of protecting women's rights under Title IX.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube hit him with a strike. Simply for saying this is something that's on our ballot.
Mm-hmm.
On the ballot. It's up for voters to decide for themselves if they support it or not. Greg Savick, being a candidate for U.S. Congress, stated, he didn't even state, it was just it was a compilation video of articles and media appearances of other people stating their positions on Title IX benefits. Facebook struck him and said, if you do this again, we're going to knock you out for 30 days. Well, guess what's within 30 days?
No, that's election.
The election
time. Yeah.
So
that's Morelli. You think Morelli's not up to something on that?
So you're telling me that a political candidate for U.S. Congress can't even discuss a topic, on social media?
Bro, they are not playing right now. And it's no longer like within the Democrats' control. Let's be honest. They don't have any control. The money that gets in their pocket is what's controlling everything that's going on. This country has a problem with corporation power within politics.
Tied into the WEF.
Yep. And it says our Facebook audio went down too. Can you guys hear us now though? Because it kind of went down when we were discussing the election results. Can you hear us now?
This whole thing is scary because I was watching a bunch of the UN.
Sound is back. Thank you.
Yeah, the UN, they had the big, huge forum that they had, and all the world leaders went up to discuss, everything that's going on.
Davos
with the
or whatever.
Right. And it's really scary seeing how they're using, you can hear you now. They said you can hear you now.
Yeah.
How they're using the Middle East to create this world global government. Now, the people who are on the Palestinian side, they all have the World Economic Forum pendant on their lapel on their bodies, right? They have the global, it's like a ring with all the colors and all the different. So that's the globalist pen. That's the people that's selling out. Now, U.S. is aligned with the World Economic Forum. You have, John Kerry, former administrator.
Yep. I was gonna say Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim.
Former ambassador
United States. He's like top of the food chain of the World Economic Forum.
Yep.
The instability that's coming within our government and just however way this is aligning, however way, if let's say somehow Donald Trump actually does win, and there's no
chance. I'm telling you right now, there's no chance.
There's no crazy stuff that happened. Whatever happens after this election, we're going to be right. The next step for us is some sort of new world government, global government that the Democrats want, that they're already trying to set up for within the World Economic Forum. They're already leaders within that. Great Britain, United States, even all of the countries that are in conflict are with the World Economic Forum,
right?
Which is crazy. They all are. Israel is down with the World Economic Forum. They're one of the main leaders within the World Economic Forum. China comes through sometimes. Russia. This isn't U.S. versus China, Russia anymore. Those days is over, man. Days are over.
Yep, we got globalists versus nationalists at this point in America.
Yeah.
I see he's coming in to tell us that we have 30 seconds after the break, so we got to jump in. We are going to talk about Jerusalem, though, or Israel.
Because,
October 7th.
Oh, it's coming up. When is it?
Today.
Tomorrow? It's today?
Today's the 7th.
Oh, of course.
All right.
It's a striker that falls into WYSL's PCP Boys. I'd love to have you come listen to my podcast, Just an Old Guy with a Mic. If you like the content of WYSL, I think you'll like my podcast, Just an Old Guy with a Mic, on Podbean, Spotify, and Amazon podcast apps.
Hey, become a member of the National. Rejoin next Geneseo. Get member benefits, including entry into our air show. Memberships make great gifts for warplane enthusiasts. Details at nationalwarplanemuseum.com.
Politically correcting.
Right, we are back from our extended break again. If you are not on our social media pages, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
I love when these NBC. I love having NBC on the station here because you get to see in real time the shenanigans and the wordplay where the FEMA chief can literally say false claims about their response is extremely dangerous. To who?
Right.
Who's it dangerous for?
Right.
How can either, number one,
who's put in dangerous more than the people that they're supposed to be saving?
How can accountability be dangerous? This is a common thing with that lining of just, I don't know, ideology of no accountability. If our vice president can go up and say the most, the numbers doesn't make sense to me. $750 for citizens who are affected by the hurricane, $750, where someone from Venezuela, Guatemala, I don't know where you come from, they're getting $3,000 a month off the rip, and also offer $25,000 to buy houses.
And on top of that, I'm going to get into this right before we got a caller here, the mic, I know. But so far this year, United States has given $24 billion to Ukraine, $11.3 billion to Israel, $1.95 billion to Ethiopia, $1.6 billion to Jordan, $1.4 billion to Egypt, $1.1 billion to Afghanistan, $1.1 billion to Somalia. Do
you really think they're not giving the money? They're paying the handlers so they can work those mines. That's slave money over there. That's what that's calling.
Yep, almost $1 billion to Congo, almost $1 billion to Syria.
Slave money.
Yep,
that's all slave money.
We got the mic on the line. How you doing, brother?
Hey, gentlemen, that's what I was calling. I am so pissed off. Why aren't we? Okay, we found out last week that FEMA's been siphoning money out of their funds to pay for all these illegals. Why aren't we now not blowing up our representatives' phone lines and saying what is going on?
Because they're blaming Republicans. Have you not seen that thing?
No. Blame Republicans, Democrats. Why isn't somebody calling up our little short Joe Morelli? Hey, Joe, what the hell, Joe? Okay, Gillibrand. Oh, Gillibrand's been running the ads. I'm bipartisan. Bull crap. And little Joey, okay, where's your accomplishments? Oh, my family says I'm a good guy. Okay, no. All right? So, listen, I'm on a rant. I'll be off here in a second.
I appreciate
Everybody out there, get on the phone. Look up the phone number. Call your representative, Democrat, Republican. Most of the people around there are little Joey and everybody. Call them up and ask them, where the hell's the money from FEMA? Where the hell's the money?
Thank you, the Mike. Okay. I appreciate your calling on that one because you're absolutely right. And I go a step further. Not only call them, and it does not matter, again, either side, because, Republicans decided to vote against funding for FEMA, but vote them all out.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Vote them all out. Replace them all.
Let's go a little bit of tinfoil, right? Remember when COVID came out and FEMA was there? There's a whole bunch of empty FEMA camps, right? Fences. I don't know, like little campers and stuff for people to go to if they need to be forced quarantine. I mean, they have it already in Australia, but it's so crazy. Like, where all these immigrants that were coming in, they put them into the inner cities, but they were quick to put us into these camps back when COVID was a thing. Why wouldn't they just funnel them all into these empty camps that they've already have all over the country?
The internment camps, they should.
Yeah,
they absolutely should.
Why not? Why would you put them in a society where, number one, they're legally aren't supposed to be?
We do have some audio regarding the FEMA dollars running out. Now, this is something that I gotta say. You're absolutely right. According to the Mike, we should be, really ticked off about what the heck is going on with our electeds. But let's bring up the audio for that.
It's just categorically full. No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. So FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
So the first part was Peter Ducey asking Corinne Jean-Pierre the question recently about how FEMA has lost out on some money and doesn't have enough for our own citizens. And then the second part of the video was Corinne Jean-Pierre from 2 years ago, saying that, yeah, they're going to be using some of that money to reallocate it towards, illegal immigrants that are coming here into this country, again, illegally, and yet we are forced to pay for them. I can get really upset about this. Our own freaking tax dollars. Our own money should be spent for Americans. How is Maui not rebuilt yet? Yeah. I guarantee if you give that money to McDonald's, McDonald's can build up a brand new McDonald's with a drive-through and everything within 2 weeks. Yeah. Give the money to McDonald's. See how quick they can freaking build Maui back up. But no, Maui's not even close. They haven't done anything in Maui. Now we got Asheville, North Carolina. We got Florida that's messed up. They're going through another hurricane right now. We've got cities that shouldn't even be impacted by hurricanes. That's the weird part about this. Mm-hmm. We're talking about the city of Asheville that is 300 miles from the nearest coastline, 300 miles away from the nearest coastline, and at an elevation of over 2,000 feet. Mm. They're almost a half mile up above the sea line, and yet they got wiped out by a hurricane. How?
It's crazy, man. I thought hurricanes, I didn't know a hurricane could just pop up in the middle of the Gulf like that. I thought they normally would come from it comes in from the east and then moves its way up north, because once it hits land, it gets weaker. It should get weaker when it hits land.
Yeah, especially when it's 300 miles in.
Right, and it dissipates as it goes up north. That's why we usually get the end of certain things.
Windy days.
But we'll get some wind, we'll get some rain around October, and that's why it's a crapshoot on Halloween as far as what we'll get on weather-wise. But
the funny thing is, there's been many years of people talking about weather manipulation, but anyone who believed in that was considered a conspiracy theorist. You put the tinfoil hat back on, buddy. You're crazy. Get off the freaking radio airwaves. You're insane. You should be hospitalized for believing that our government is manipulating weather.
Yeah. Well, we're conspiracy theorists for believing that 2 twin towers were able to fall at a free fall speed from an airplane crashing into it. And also, we're supposed to believe, and the third one, and we're supposed to believe that passports fingering the people in a jet fuel fire inferno
made it through.
We're conspiracy theorists.
Even though the government themselves have actually explained that they used weather manipulation during the War of Vietnam. Yeah. They talked about how they wanted it to rain more and longer after the monsoon season in order to prevent the Vietnamese from bringing their heavy artillery, their tanks, and their trucks from crossing into the areas that American patriots were in.
Look up JFK's speech on weather modification, how he felt that would give the United States the power to rule the world.
But somehow maybe some huge lithium iron corporation that wanted some land would never use that data or expertise to, go after the land they may want. Allegedly. But that's not our show quite yet. We'll be right back after this break at the WYSL station. 346-3000 is the number to call. Please feel free to give us a call and tell us they're a bunch of weirdos and conspiracy theorists. We would love to hear from you. Lavelle Lewis, myself, the Jose P.O. Back after this break.
I'm Greece Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Joe Robach. If you're looking to market and grow your business, make new business connections, and give back to the community in a meaningful way, consider joining the Greece Regional Chamber. We are the largest suburban chamber in Monroe County, and we offer networking, education, marketing, insurance, and advocacy. You do not need to live or work in Greece to join. Our members come from throughout the region. In short, we are better together, and together we can move your business forward. Visit greecechamber.org or call 585-227-7272 to join today. You'll be glad you did.
Open Door Mission is deeply grateful. Because of your generous hearts, you've opened many doors. For those in need to find shelter with respect and dignity. For families who are revitalized with hope and strength. For restored, healthy relationships for those on the road to lifelong recovery. For people empowered with new skills and opportunities. With your continued help, more doors will open. Please go to opendoormission.com.
Hi, my name is Greg Sadwick.
30 seconds.
To the owners of Flower City Collision. We've been advertisers on WISL, the voice of liberty, for the last couple of
I yelled it so Jose could hear in the bathroom.
patronage, which has allowed us to grow and reinvest in the latest technologies to ensure that your vehicles are repaired to the most current standards, whether conventional or EV. If you're in a collision, reach out to Zach at Flower City Collision in Henrietta, and he'll work with your national insurance company on your local behalf to ensure that your repair gets done right.
Politically correcting.
I'm gonna have myself a good time.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Dr. Bob. Oh, shout out to Bobby D back there. 18-year anniversary, brother. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Being married to the same woman for 18 years. Good for you, man. That's
and his birthday.
And it's his birthday?
Wow.
Last week.
Oh,
happy
man. How we
belated
missed
and
that?
happy anniversary, Bob.
Man, we're too busy talking about my birthday. I guess we forgot about other people's. That's messed up. How dare we be so selfish? Speaking of selfish, FEMA has no money for American people, I guess. Someone brought up on our
Tito Airport
social media pages that why are we relying on the government to save us? We should
I would say we are. I'm more into like holding them accountable, and just informing. If you have a large group of people that all kind of aren't with something, we have more numbers than they do. They could never really kind of.
I believe it.
Calls are stacked.
And I believe that there's
Dan and 2.
So many more people out there who are kind of
Tito first.
On either side of the aisle who are just fed up with everything. I think Tito's one of them. Tito, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty well. I got a pretty good one for you guys today.
Oh, what's up?
I'm gonna show you in 3 minutes the power of historical knowledge over propaganda.
How about making it a minute and a half?
Yeah, we gotta go a little shorter. We got a little bit of time here.
All right, fair enough. So Lavelle says that he's a capitalist and he believes in capitalism, but I'm going to show you that he not only doesn't know what capitalism is, but he isn't even a capitalist.
Ooh.
So our country, I'm sure you know, Lavelle, was not capitalist when it was founded. It was founded under the founders as a mercantile system. 26 years later, we decided to copy Britain and become capitalist. Then it was so unpopular that they got rid of it. We went back and forth, back and forth. It was pretty much the single issue of our political issue of our country for the first 100 years. So much so that when it finally did become capitalist, the Whigs, one of the two major parties, dissolved itself because it was their only issue. So my question for Lavelle is, what is the difference? What makes capitalism so much better than mercantilism? What do we do to become capitalist?
My own basic understanding of what the definition of capitalism is if you have a service that you want to provide for the market, you exchange it for a commodity, right? And either it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be monetary. You can barter and trade. If you have something within the open market that somebody wants, you have every right to exchange that for whatever reasons you want. And if you do it very well and you put yourself in a position where you can get more things and the government doesn't have any right to that, you're a capitalist.
That was all true under mercantilism. Virtually every economic system in history has had open markets with free exchange. Between capitalism and mercantilism is the Federal Reserve, a central bank. So tell us what's so great about a Federal Reserve in our country.
Absolutely nothing. Well, nothing good. There's nothing that we benefited from it from the very beginning. And before that, even before the Federal Reserve was implemented, I mean, Americans, we had a lot more gold. We had a lot more opportunities and by banks.
Well, thank you, Tito, for calling in. That's good. I got to say, that's going to take about all of our time, but we do have another caller. And I kind of wanted to stay on topic here. Dan, how you doing?
Good. You're kind of ignoring the elephant in the room today, fellas. It's October 7th, 1 year since the freedom fighters, Hamas, went into Israel to try to get barter chips to get some release of the thousands of Palestinians who are in Israeli dungeons, uncharged.
Michael, next.
Of any crimes, including many children. I'm looking at a couple of different things today. One is an article in the electronic newspaper Mondowise. It's an article called An Obituary for Sheldon Adelson by a former Israeli. It'll give you an idea of the indoctrination that Israelis are brought into. Another one is an interview by Electronic Intifada of David. That's like David, only with an O. David Weiss. He's a rabbi who, along with, many of rabbinical authorities.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, we do have another caller here, and we're going to go into a whole long diatribe on Israel if we stepped into that realm right now. I understand what you're saying, but we got Mike on the line as well.
Michael, talk to us.
Hey, thank you. You're a great show.
Thank you.
Quick thing. First off, the government says they don't have any money to help out the hurricane victims. Well, the fiscal year for the federal government is October 1st through September 30th. They just started a new year.
Right.
I mean, so how could they not have money? It's not like they tapped out already because it's only a couple days into the first fiscal year.
I believe it's more that they have it allocated for certain things as opposed to they ran out of money. I'm sure if they move around some budgetary line items, they would find a way to get more money out of this.
Or just call the Mint, be like, hey, listen, guys, we need a couple billy.
Or just call these other countries and say, sorry, we ain't got it.
Right. Does anybody ever give us money?
No. Text your citizens. How about that? Israel. Who are these other countries? Somalia, Israel, Ukraine, Ethiopia, Jordan, Afghanistan, Yemen, Congo, Syria. How about you text your people? How about you print your money and send them over to us? We need help. How about that? We ain't got it.
Yeah.
We ain't got it. I'm sorry we told you we're going to pay you, but we ain't got it.
I think one of the common themes that we had today on the show, and we kind of touched it here and there, is propaganda, the power of it, and how it manipulates everybody on both sides, on all sides.
Almost as bad as HARP manipulates.
Yeah, it's always bad, almost bad as that. And it's crazy when just within the system that we have, which you're not going to get rid of capitalism unless you have something else that's going to take away the rights of a large group of people.
Well, we can look into this mercantile system that Tito brought up. I don't know anything about that, so I didn't mean to cut him off so quickly. But we only have a certain amount of time.
They used to pay each other. They used to pay each other in England like on sticks. Like they have a stick, and like you add a slash each time to that stick to kind of represent your wealth or whatever. Like it was some weird, ridiculous system that they used back in the day, which is probably why they went to the more, exchange route with gold, silver, something tangible. It's a tangible asset you can exchange for goods and services.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to pay with a bunch of sticks.
There's always been a system involved where the people itself created some sort of service or goods to be exchanged. They did it in Egypt. How do you think people were able to buy silks and robes and all these illustrious things? Spices, right? It's because there was a market for it. What are you going to put in place? The only people that has control over all of this is the government. There's no other system that we have within our history that separates the private citizen from the government coming and taking all of your stuff without any type of, I mean, you didn't do anything. So why do you even think you get some?
That's what they want. They want to take away all your stuff. They want you to own nothing and be happy.
And be happy.
They straight up told you that's what they want to do. I brought this up on WXXI one time. And he was like, "Oh, you're bringing up some conspiracy theory about the UN."
Crazy.
I said, "They said it. What do you mean it's conspiracy theory?" He literally said it. They have a marketing plan for and everything. I'm the conspiracy theorist, but I mean, we are the greatest conspiracy theory show on all of Earth because we have topics about these things. We talk about the topics to see if there's any kind of, I don't know, truth to it, or maybe it's just so far out there outlandish that it's just too crazy to believe in it. Like, flat Earth. I don't believe in flat Earth. I think it's a little crazy, but there are some things that may, open my eyes to certain things. Something when people talk about, we haven't even gone to the moon yet.
We're still waiting on that one. Those videos that they're still pushing, and like when you sit back and look at it, like, okay, all right.
Well, when they haven't gotten past that, what's that ring around the Earth that they can't even get past that because it's so hot?
Yeah, it's so hot. Yeah. That was a good one too.
All right, how are you gonna say when we finally get through there? Didn't we already when we went to the moon? I mean, so that when it comes to the moon landing,
much energy it takes to get out and then to get back in.
All I gotta say is, if you have so much faith in Elon Musk, at some point, if the Earth was flat, he would have said something at this point. On top of that, if we haven't been to the moon yet, I think he would have said something about that point. Or do you think he's been manipulated to be used by the global elites as well?
We got so much money. NASA has so much money. They should be able to, by now, to create the greatest rocket/camera the entire world has ever seen, where it goes out of space in real time. We all watch it. Like, they should have a huge event. It shows us how it exits the atmosphere. It shows us how it enters into orbit. And then that camera positions itself and it's watching us 24/7. It can look out for asteroids. It can do so many things.
I just want to see.
Do we have that?
I just want to see it go over Antarctica. Just show me the entire continent of Antarctica. I do want to see it. I do want to see that. I also want to see them make a better Joker 2. I've heard too much about it.
Terrible.
Man, I'm so upset about that. But
I like the first one.
I love the first one. I thought it was very good.
That was really good.
But that's our show
But
today.
that's what happens when you add Lady
Gaga.
Love Gaga.
Right. Lady Gaga
Why'd you
ruined
do
it. Freaking liberals, I swear.
They ruin everything.
They ruin everything. That's our show for today. Thank you for so much for joining us, the Politically Correct Queen Boys, Lavelle Lewis, myself, the Jose Pio. And we appreciate everyone. Make sure you go to our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our YouTube page. Follow us, subscribe, so you get alerted whenever we go live. And we'll be back on Wednesday, 1 p.m. right here at the WYSL station.
There's a party downtown near 50. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. I've been boozy since I left. I ain't changing fortune. Tell my mama I ain't forget. Woke up drunk at 10 a.m. We gon' do this shit again. Tell your girl to bring a friend.
WYSL.
Rock on. Harley Davidson.